you know, COVID, keeping us on our toes. Welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I am doing a sort of Disneybounding type video. I am doing this because Halloween is coming up and I love Halloween, and I think Disneybounding is kind of a really fun way to express costume because it's a way to costume and kind of look more everyday, and that is kind of my favorite type of thing. This video was a little bit inspired by Rachel Maksy. Did a really fun Disney villains kind of cosplay-y Disneybounding thing last year. I will link that video down below because that was definitely where I pulled my inspiration. And instead, I wanted to focus on Disney Sidekicks. I tried to pull mainly for Disney characters that I already had stuff in my closet for, and that like I kind of had certain items that just like made me kind of think of that Disney character. So first up, I will start with my first character. So I had this dress. The coloring really reminds me of Heihei in Moana with the orange on top and the nice teal, and so I decided to build a little Heihei outfit. I will be installing clips in kind of as I talk about the outfit. So this is a really beautiful 60s, I believe, dress. It's wool, it's gorgeous. I got it from Relic Vintage in San Francisco. Their collection is incredibly expensive but beautiful. So I do like to get things there when I go there. But yeah, this is kind of the dress, and yeah, I kind of saw Heihei and I was like, oh my gosh, I have that coloring and dress. So I went ahead and I put on some orange lipstick to kind of be with like the beak. And then this is one of my bought items. This is a little millinery, I don't totally know how to say it, piece. So I bought this from an Etsy shop that I will make sure to link down below. The quality of this is really nice, and I actually think I'll get more millinery pieces for them because it's super fun to obviously put them in your hair. I wore this with my cute orange lipstick, and then this for the kind of crown of the chicken. And then obviously I wore this dress, and then shoes wise I just kind of went with a pair of brown shoes. I don't really have an extensive exciting shoe collection to pull from, so most of these shoes I think are the same in this video. I thought this outfit was super fun, and I think Heihei is a really fun character. And then this I will make into a permanent hair clip. I literally just bobby pinned it into my hair because I was too lazy to make a hair clip. Next up is Jacques from Cinderella. I guess this is not the inspiration piece, but I did put it with a red shirt because he's wearing a red shirt. And then this, I put it with a beigey skirt because he's not wearing pants, and obviously I am not going to not wear pants. And so that is why I chose this item here. And then the main item that inspired me is this coat. This coat, for whatever reason, reminds me a lot of he like kind of wears this like duster. And so I was kind of reminded because I have this piece, and this piece kind of reminded me of him, but kind of more delicate and feminine. It has really beautiful drape and shoulder pads. It's a gorgeous 1970s coat. 1970s is actually my favorite decade for coats because they're kind of a little bit more playful and fun and still sophisticated. So I wore that, and then the last thing I borrowed from one of my friends. I don't own beanies. I don't wear beanies. I don't dress modern enough to use them. So I wore this beanie, which obviously is like his little hat. And so I thought this was a really fun and sophisticated modern take on Jacques with the, and by modern, I mean vintage modern. That's such a funny thing to say. But yeah, I thought it was kind of fun to take a vintage spin on Jacques and kind of sophisticate him and dress him up. Next up, I have this, so there's a dress that goes with it, but I don't feel I need to show it because the dress is just plain, and you will see it on my body. But there is this really cute, and it kind of reminded me of Meeko from Pocahontas because it's a little bit raccoony with the like white and black stripes. And then I wore it with this really absurd hat that I bought from Goodwill. It's just like a black fur hat. They had a thing called the glitter sale here in Seattle, and so I bought this really fun like kind of gross fur hat from it, and it was only like 10 bucks. It's like swirly and weird, but yeah, I partnered this with the dress, and then I also put on, I have some little black vintage looking gloves. They are not vintage, and I thought that was just kind of a fun outfit to make for Meeko. So next up is Piglet. I have this dress, and this dress just makes me think of Piglet because it's kind of that light pink accent with that dark pink body. And then for Piglet, I did hold up, I have too many things around it. I did this cute little hat that you I can't really figure out how to wear this hat. If people have recommendations, let me know. I think I just styled it pretty much like this. This little hat also reminded me of Piglet. I wanted to do something that kind of felt like Piglet's ears without literally being ears, because these are supposed to be kind of more Disney bounding and more everyday type outfits. So yeah, I put this hat on with this little thing, and then I had some cute little pink plaid tights, just because I felt like it would be weird to have human legs for Piglet. I wore that for the day and I felt so cute and pink. Just have this dress and it's always made me think of Piglet, so it was super fun to do kind of a take on Piglet. Next up, I have this green dress. This green dress isn't anything thrilling, but for some reason it reminded me kind of like a 60s, like late 50s, early 60s take on Tinkerbelle, and I thought that would be really, really fun to make, and so I went ahead and did that. And to do that, I paired that with some bumper bangs, which I haven't done before, so please don't make fun of them. I am not a huge bumper bangs person. I just try them for the video, and I think they look really cute. I'm just not used to seeing myself with bangs, and it makes me think I'm like a kid. And then I also put in this, I know Tinkerbelle doesn't have anything in her bun, but I kind of wanted to make this more fun and fairy-like. Yeah, the hairstyle is a really different look for me. And then I also did one of those sock buns, so I had literally like a sock bun in my bumper bangs and another sock bun on my head with this stuck in it. I really like this piece. I got this from Redbird Vintage Box. And I don't know if you can kind of see how it's shaped, but I actually really like the way this sets into a bun. And so I think I would like to invest in more of these because I've been loving using this one. It feels just really cute. And the millinery shop I talked about earlier has so many little flowers like that I could make something like that myself. But yeah, this is just my fun play on Tinkerbelle. I actually, yeah, like I said, I had so much fun with the hairstyling because it's not like what I normally do. So next up is Nana. For Nana, I kind of did, I don't know, I feel like Nana is very prissy and like bougie. And Nana the dog in Peter Pan, by the way. I know that maybe isn't clear just from saying Nana. But I also have this fur that kind of reminds me of her coat. This fur is from the 50s. I bought it at the Goodwill glitter sale as well. It was actually only like 40 bucks. But again, please do not purchase brand new fur. Look for vintage sources. There's so many like actually relatively cheap fur coats in the world that you can buy secondhand and not contribute to the fur farms, which are terrible. But yeah, I thought this kind of reminded me of her, so I threw this shawl on, and then I also wore this kind of prissy, she kind of is very Victorian. I mean, Peter Pan is kind of Victorian and Edwardian in feel, so I did kind of this Edwardian, like prissy white dress. And she's kind of almost maid-like feeling because she does like maid and nanny the kids, and I felt like this was very like maid and nanny-like. And then the item that inspired me the most for Nana is this hat. This hat just kind of reminded me of like the frilly thing she wears on top of her head. And then the last detail I threw on this was a ribbon around the neck because I thought like she has, this is actually tied onto her with like a blue ribbon, and I wanted to incorporate that blue ribbon element of her character a little bit, and so that is what I went with. I loved this outfit. This outfit made me feel really fun and feminine, and this is the other thing I've really liked about doing this video is I feel like I've tried new things that I normally wouldn't do fashion-wise because like I would not consider myself a prissy dresser. Others might feel differently and I would totally understand, but I don't consider myself a prissy dresser. And so it was kind of fun to fall into that prissy role or even like the like kind of snippy role of Tinkerbelle. I just had so much fun. And last is my favorite costume, I guess, and also the other one I bought things for. So I did, can you guess it? This here is Lumiere. I feel like this fabric shows really poorly. It looks much nicer in real life than it looks like it's looking on camera, but this is my Lumiere dress. I actually made this dress. So I found this fabric online when I was browsing fabrics for funsies, and it kind of reminded me of Lumiere, and I was like, oh, I can do this really fun flutter sleeve with it. And then I just need candles, and I was going to use real candles, but I'm like, you can't put a real candle on your head. That's a terrible idea. So the other cool thing, besides this dress, which I was very excited about making and I'll use for holidays this year. So this is a 2-for-1. I have it for both the Halloween costume and then it can be a movie costume, a holiday party dress, you know, for all the imaginary holiday parties I will attend in my own home because COVID will still be a thing. But the other thing I got, oh, that didn't work. I forgot. So it came with this fancy remote. The one mistake I made when I filmed this, I didn't realize you could put it on candle mode where it flickers. So you'll not see the flickering, which I'm super bummed about, but not bummed enough to redo at this point in time. But I thought these candles were so cool. So I will link these candles down below. I got them from an Etsy vendor. but I feel like they actually look really real. And we actually have quite a few power outages where I live in Seattle. And so it's actually kind of good to have something like this on hand that's just battery powered and you can just kind of set places. So I just held the 2 candlesticks and I made a candlestick headpiece with a headband and then some washi tape wrapped around it, just some gold washi tape that kind of matched the dress. But yeah, I think this is so fun. I'm sure you can hear the candlestick kind of rattle. It is doing a little bit of that right now for sure. But yeah, that is it. This is the last costume, and like I said, this is by far my favorite. This would not be an acceptable Disney park bounding costume since it does look like a costume. It is the only one that I think does that, but I still think it does it in a really fun and vintagey way. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did something a little bit different, and I'm doing some different content types for October, for Halloween, because I love it so much. But if you enjoyed, definitely stick around. I have more Halloween content coming up as well as more vintage content. So I would love to have you around. So see you next time. Bye.